Hey, real estate fans, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Alice Lema. I'm a principal broker here at Home and Land Real Estate in beautiful Southern Oregon. And this week, we're so happy to report it finally happened. The Federal Reserve Bank dropped the interest rate just a little bit, but it created enough of a headwind that we have a little life just in general in the housing market and in Southern Oregon specifically, which is what we're here to talk about. So I've got four things that buyers and sellers could do right now to take advantage of this window. And I'm defining the window as the next 30 to 90, 100 days. So 1 to 3 or 4 months. Next 1 to 3 or 4 months, there's some opportunities that even if the interest rates don't change again in the whole life of the world, those opportunities are going to be gone. And it's all about the newness and the winter market. So just to recap, the Feds dropped the interest rate by a quarter point this week. And as a reminder, the Federal Reserve interest rate is not necessarily directly tied to mortgage rates, but they do kind of follow along kind of with each other. And that's why we talk about it so much. So I just want to remind you of that. But where we're at now is the 30-year fixed rate is now 6.26, and the 15-year fixed rate is now 5.5%. So that's better. So what does this mean to us here buying and selling in Southern Oregon? Well, I will tell you. The buyers have a temporary window that is super specific because at some point the market starts adjusting, the sellers start adjusting their reaction to offers, but it takes a few months. Okay. So, and we're going into winter. Southern Oregon is a seasonal market. It's the middle of September right now. So September, October, November, December, January. Because we're seasonal, it's a little slower time normally, but I'm going to make a prediction here that this is going to be a much more active winter, and that this little tiny put interest rate that Powell gave us, interest rate reduction, is going to give us some juice and some headwinds. So buyers, what you can do is get out there and have some energy, have some enthusiasm, but also think about your criteria, right? So I see a lot of buyers' criteria list, and it's really, really long because when you're in a high inventory, a high supply market, you can have more must-haves or want to have. But I caution you to not make those written in stone. Now, your must-haves are your must-haves, and you really can't budge too much on that. But I give you my advice, buyers, go through those lists, go through them today, go through them tomorrow, and see where you can make some adjustments, because what you're shooting for in this transitioning up market is 85% of your criteria. Now, we don't want you getting in over your head financially. We don't want you to be miserable in whatever house you buy. But I really encourage you, get something locked in between now and the end of January, because I just think you're going to have an easier time with the sellers. The prices are still really good in Southern Oregon. I know we're higher than some parts of the United States, but that's because we're desirable. You know, we always talk about that. We're one of the it girls in the United States. So it's why we love living here, but it makes the housing prices higher. There's also, you know, some planning laws that make our prices higher, but we'll talk about that later. So shoot for 85% of your criteria, and also do have your pre-approvals current. Now, I know a lot of lenders tell you that your pre-approval is good for 90 days or 6 months, but I'm here to say you want a pre-approval that's been freshly redocumented. So like 30 days or less, and having that more recent pre-approval, even if it's an older one, have it renewed. It's more powerful. We are starting to see a few more multiple offers. I've been saying that's going to happen. as the market heals and recovers. So buyers, those are two of the things you can do. Shoot for 85% of your criteria, but do a heartfelt review first, and then have your pre-approval be renewed or fresh, or at least current, no older than 30 days. Okay. And have the lender write those pre-approvals for the address you're bidding on. And yes, this means they're probably going to have to write more than one approval letter for you, but this is important, and only write it for the amount you're putting in your offer. Okay. We do not want Mr. and Mrs. Seller to know how much money you can actually spend. Okay. Okay, so moving on to sellers. Sellers, this is actually a great thing for you too. Even though the interest rates don't directly affect you, it affects your buyers. And even before the announcement was made, we had more buyers coming into the market. Now, we still don't have as many buyers as sellers, but we have more this week than we did the last week and the months coming into this time of year, this Federal Reserve meeting. So that is a good thing, and the buyers are excited. This interest rate reduction is kind of like rejuvenated people. They have hope. Hope is good when people are wanting to spend money. We want your house, sellers, we want your house to be the next one that goes pending. So here's what you can do. Do not overprice your house right now. If you're too high, do your reduction just like you're going to. So don't overprice, and do not poo-poo any offers or showings. Okay. So if you're starting to get offers, treat them like gold, even if they're stinky. Go through them line by line, unemotionally, and see where the common ground is. See where you can build a agreement through negotiation. Okay. So don't just throw offers away, even if they're really unpalatable. Also, when you have showings, I'm noticing when I go into houses, I'm getting a face full of these perfumey Febreze candles. And oh my gosh, do not have live candles burning in your house unattended. Do not do that. That's like it and the smells, even though the smells are pleasant, it makes the buyers wonder what you're hiding, especially if they see dog beds and cat bowls and stuff like that. Then they're like all on high alert. So no perfumey smells, no Febreze, no candles, no potpourri, just nice, clean. And you don't have to use chemicals if you don't want to, but wipe off your counters, mop the floor, and just have it be a nice, clean, gentle way when the door opens. And if you do have pets and your house smells like urine, do something about that. Do something about it before you have your next showing. But I don't run into houses that smell like urine very often, and I'm sorry to be so blunt. Mostly I'm running into perfumey things, and a lot of times they don't even have pets. They're just trying to be good sellers. So don't do that. So those are the 4 things that sellers and buyers can do. Just to recap, buyers have a recent pre-approval, and then go through your criteria and shoot for 85%, not 100, and make it short and sweet. Really be honest about what you can and can't live with. Sellers, treat every offer like gold. Don't throw something away just because it's on the low side, or they're asking for too much. Go through line by line, find the common ground, and renegotiate. And then sellers, also treat every showing like gold. Don't be difficult, and don't have your house smell like a perfume factory. Don't do that. All right. So that's our podcast for today. Congratulations to us that we finally got a teeny tiny little interest rate reduction. It's going to give us, I think, one of the livelier fall and winter markets that we've had in Southern Oregon in a while. And I want to be part of that. So give me a call, give me a text, 541-301-7980. That's 541-301-7980. I'm a great listing agent. I'm a great buyer's agent. Downsizers, I'm really good with downsizers. That is a difficult life transition. It's more than buying and selling houses. There's a lot to it. I'm really great at. I'm also great with first-time buyers and investors. So check out our podcast on the landlord home nest in YouTube this week, because we're going to be talking about what the interest rates can and can't do for investors, and giving some good advice there. We also have our market update podcast. That's the nitty gritty, what's going on in Jackson, Josephine, and Klamath County. So like and share all of those. Subscribe to the channels. We appreciate you. We appreciate your viewership. Give me a call, give me a text. But most of all, hug those you love and have a great Southern Oregon weekend. Bye now.